3 years ago I decided to stop following tutorials and start learning programming from scratch. This is the story of my 3-year programming journey. I started with C# because I already had experience with Unity. At first it was extremely difficult, but over time I managed to write my own first-person parkour movement system, and 2 months later I created my first finished 2D game with a randomly generated room system. After that project I decided it was time for a bigger challenge, and that's how my C++ adventure began. After a few weeks of learning, I started my first project. Since I've always liked retro music, I created a simple beep generator called Beep Engine. Somehow the video about this project reached almost 50,000 views, and I took that as a good sign and kept going. And I made things like Game of Life or console-based graphic calculator. Then I decided it's high time to explore other technologies. I created projects such as neural network built from scratch that learns to recognize whether an object is a pen or ring, a simple operating system in Rust, and Snake in C. I also tried to build my own game engine in C++ called Yume, where I experimented with some graphics programming and built some small games like Cat Runner and Flying Bat. Then 2025 arrived, the year of game development and Linux. At the beginning of the year I fully switched to Linux and decided it was finally the time to finish my first game and released it on Steam. In just a half year I managed to create a Heartkeeper, a simple tower defense roguelike that I'm really proud of. 2 months later I received an interesting message from my friend Metadev. Would you like to make a game together? Without hesitation I agreed, and half a year later we released our retro horror hacking game called Hyper Dissonance. After finishing that game, it was time to go back to my roots and start grinding my programming skills. Over the last 3 months I created my own interpreted programming language, a falling sun simulation, and an ecosystem simulation. And that's how my last 3 years went. Feel free to subscribe and join my Discord server. See you in the next videos.